So today we're talking about men's mentality and how it sort of features in our day-to-day lives as frontline responders. Just chuck it out there and go from there. Would you boys? How do you stay? I don't know. Like, how do you stay mentally well day to day?
Music, gym, dogs.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah, just keep yourself calm, chilled out. Music on the way to and from work.
Yeah. Talk us through like a day. Like how does your day run? Like what would be your
from start to
kind of
finish,
just like a rough breakdown.
I get up at 3:30 a.m. every day. Come down here.
So
no, it's madness. But I come down. I've got a little walking treadmill. I'll try and do 20 minutes, half hour. Like have a little walk on it.
You get your steps. How many steps are you trying to get?
I aim for like 12,500 a day.
Okay.
But I think I'm on like 10 at the minute. But yeah, I've still got a few to go. But yeah, I aim for like 12,500 a day. But I sit in an office all day, don't I? So I don't get a chance to get out and walk. Walking the other dog Jack. The opportunities I get to actually get out and go for a walk.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I'll come down, do sort of half an hour, I'll go shower, change, get breakfast, I'm out the door maybe 4:15, 4 o'clock-ish, heading down to work, getting work for 5, do my day-to-day, my bits and bobs, check my emails, get everything ready for you guys when you turn up. I mean, I don't really need to nowadays because you guys have got that sort of on point, you sort yourselves out. But then yeah, I'm running the team that we're on as best as I can, sort of just talking to and from like different forces, different people, different units in the Met, and arranging arrest inquiries, arranging like door knocks, smashing doors down, anything and everything. Like whatever we cover at work, that's what I'm doing. And then I try and get half an hour to myself, like to go for lunch or grab a coffee, and my missus is always on me saying like we need to go for a coffee more. She obviously works in the same building.
Yeah.
So whenever we get an opportunity to, we haven't in a long time, and she'll kick me because we don't go enough. But yeah, we try and go for a coffee or go for something to eat during the day. And then I'm done by 2 o'clock. We normally finish around like 2ish.
You touched on a thing there about like relationships within the job.
Yeah.
That's obviously a tricky subject. I think my missus understands the job that we do because she's staff, so she sees what we do every day. Yeah.
Obviously So when you say staff, is that non-ops basically?
Yeah, so we've got police staff and obviously police officers. She's not a warranted police officer like me and Jeff are. She's just a member of staff that deals with. She's an analyst. She deals with all the crime types across the borough, North Enfield and Haringey. She'll put it all together. Do you know what? I'd have to get her here to tell you what she does because
she's quite highly ranked. So
if you
was to put her over to like if she was to become a warrant officer, she'd probably be like an inspector.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's what they call the lead. So she's got a team of people that she sort of manages. She still does a lot of the work herself, and I do badger her a lot because she takes too much on, and she'll try and train people as well as do the work as well as sit in meetings with our SLT. She does 101 things. She works far too hard, but she understands. I think she understands the job itself and the difficulties that we have. Like we could get called on now, and they could say it's probably the same with you. We could get called now, and they could say there's been I don't know more than terrorist attack in London. We need everyone in, and it's a case of we've not been drinking. We're good to go. Let's get down here.
On the orange and mango juice.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're good to go.
Double.
So I think she gets it. I mean, obviously, your missus' job as well. So.
Yeah, I think having a partner in the police helps.
Yeah.
Because my ex-partner wasn't, and it was difficult to try and explain certain incidents that you go to, like traumatic incidents.
Yeah.
You get home and try and explain the death of a baby, or seeing a body with no arms or no head.
It's not even the gruesome shit though. It's like for me, my ex getting home and sitting down and not even getting home, texting her at the end of my shift and going, I've got to stay on 2 hours because I've got this to do, or I've got that to do with paperwork, or there's been an incident, or we're all getting kept on.
Needs a level of understanding.
And they're like, for God's sake, we had plans tonight, and I'm like, well, unfortunately those plans are done now.
That's what comes with the job, isn't it? Like those things, if the better they understand that, it's not going to be held against you, is it?
Exactly, yeah. So it's nice to have a missus in the job. I mean, your partner's school teacher?
Teacher, yeah. So not in the job, but works for public services, which is obviously there are a lot of similarities in things
Definitely.
that help. But I wanted to go back to the beginning of your day. So obviously you get up early,
Yeah.
and the first thing you do is go on the treadmill when you walk. So now
Yeah.
that could have like quite a few good purposes in your life. So you're doing that for expenditure. Are you doing that because it's really good time for you to clear your head and plan your day almost?
It depends on the day, because there are some days where I roll over and snooze. And then I get an extra half hour in bed. But that's the same for the mental health side of things. Like an extra half an hour in bed, you can wake up a little bit fresher, a little bit cleaner. But
Where do you stand on snoozing, boys? Because I hate people that snooze.
Right.
It's a real bugbear for me.
Yeah. This is what stopped us sleeping together, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Because I snooze way too much.
Yeah.
But
that and you're a hugger. But, if my alarm is set for 5, I'm sleeping until you're.
That'll give you an idea of how bad I
Show
snooze.
that.
I don't know if you can see it on there, but
You're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Because my alarm, if I'm set at 5, I'm going to bed. I'm going to go to bed 8 hours before, so I'm going to bed at 9, and I will sleep until 5. And when the alarm goes at 5, I'm up.
Yeah.
So I've had the maximum amount of sleep.
Yeah.
You've just denied
I've got
yourself.
3 o'clock, 3:01, 3:03, 3:04.
3:01.
has it not even finished?
3:30. Yeah, the alarm's not going to finish from the 3 o'clock alarm.
Shame.
But that's that's new alarms. That's not snoozing.
No.
So that's the thing. I'll set all those alarms because I know I'll have my
What
days.
is going on?
I'll have my days where I'm like, I just want to lay in bed. But I'll have my days where I'm like, I need to get up.
That's why your phone's cracked, because you punched it.
Yeah. I'm like, I need to get up tomorrow. I need to go down and do the treadmill. I need to cook something like some meal prep for the week, or so just something for the day. Like, I'll come down and I'll cook I'll bang out like 8 eggs and a couple of bagels or something, and that'll be me for the day. That'll be me for the day, yeah. And then I'll have some of it
for me as well sometimes.
Yeah, I do cook for you sometimes, and my missus sometimes as well. But I'll have like some of that in the morning before I leave, and then I'll have some of that because I'm getting to work at 5 o'clock. I'll then wait till 8, and I'll have some of that at 8. And my missus takes like avocado and stuff. She's quite a clean eater, so she'll take avocado and stuff like that into work. So she'll just smash up some avocado for me, and she'll bang it on top, and we'll just sit down and have breakfast in the office. But
you haven't got a meal prep too much, I suppose, because you get the cooking at the station.
We do have cooking at station. So we have the mess, which mess manager on station, who's one of the firefighters. They'll take that on as like an extra responsibility.
That's cool.
And then everyone chips in. So we pay £50 a month. All firefighters pay £50 a month, and that goes into the kitty. And then his duty will be to like arrange the shop.
Have you got set times you eat, or can you eat?
Pretty much. We have times that we sit down for meal times.
Yeah.
That will be the main food that we eat, and then you can sort of go and graze on what's left.
Yeah.
Like after meal times throughout the day.
You haven't got like an omelette bar or anything like that?
No, it's not as well served as that.
Yeah.
I missed out on the times when there was actually cooks on station.
Yeah,
I think maybe you could be a bit more bespoke with your orders.
That'd be lovely, yeah.
But I still meal prep. I still take food in.
Yeah.
Because we'll sit down and eat together 2 times a shift basically.
See, that's the
So
biggest.
then I will eat between those.
That's the biggest difference between
in
police
those
and fire.
shifts as well.
Diet around the police is terrible. Most coppers will tell you. Most coppers, we should
Eating out on the road,
it's
meals,
it's
fast food.
A lot of it's laziness. A lot of it's laziness.
Yeah.
A lot of it's people don't want to eat cold food like from Tupperware at calls. I remember sitting there like 3 in the morning with salmon and rice.
I think anything cold.
I think when you're a bodybuilding copper or firefighter, it's a lot easier. You kind of, but as a regular run-of-the-mill officer, people don't want to eat cold foods and have it in a.
People would rather spend 20-30 quid on a Domino's and get it delivered to a crime scene than go into the boot of your car and take out Tupperware with chicken and rice in it.
Yeah.
All like services and petrol stations, they'll have a microwave because a lot of places have to have microwaves for like babies. They heat up baby food and milk and stuff like that. So if you bother them that much, just head there. But with food, I pretty much eat the same food every single day. So I don't even really see it as food. I see it as fuel. Like I need this because I need this much protein, this much carbs, this much fat. Yeah. And I just eat this.
The problem you've got with coppers and managing the heating of the food and that, like we've got microwaves at base. Like we can put something in the microwave at base, but you've got 8 hours of a shift, 9 hours of a shift where, like if it's a night shift for example, like people will just eat crap before they come to work. Like they'll just binge eat before they come to work, and then they'll just bang and get together like a couple of sandwiches throughout the shift, and then you'll just eat it en route to the next call. Because on a night shift it's a bit easier because you get time to yourself. You can get time to sit down.
Not always though. I never understood that. I don't understand how you can you have a sports car, you put the best fuel in it. I don't understand why I don't know how some people don't eat for 9 hours. and then you could get a shout right at the end of the day, and you need to be ready to go.
Yeah.
I think the nutrition and sleep, the two things we just touched on, are the two of the biggest things that are going to help you take control of your all-round health, which is then going to affect positively your mental health as well. If you can eat food at the right times, but good food, like you said, well, not just fast food, it's going to mean that you're just going to crash throughout the day, or you're just going to snack on throughout a shift. And then your sleep, so you guys are saying that you're in bed at a certain time and you're getting up. And I think sleep in like shift work that you do, police, fire, anyone that does shifts, no matter what job, your lack of sleep is going to massively affect your mental health, because when you're tired, you're just not going to be able to, your emotions aren't going to be rational. Everything's going to get you irritable, it's going to, you're going to get more stressed, you're going to overreact to things.
In a job
and that's going to be at home and at work.
So
it's going to affect your home life with your wife and kids, and it's going to affect your relationship with your colleagues and how you
and the public
respond.
That's the most important.
Exactly. You can just be finding that you're snapping at things, you're really irritable, you're getting in arguments that you never normally would.
Yeah, definitely.
So sleep is absolutely huge, and the biggest thing that people get wrong with sleep is just even allowing yourself a big enough window to get sufficient sleep.
100%.
So people look at me and they say, how do you get enough sleep because you wake up at 3 AM? But I go to bed at like 6 PM, 7 PM. So I'm still getting 8 hours sleep, just going to bed 3-4 hours earlier than most people would.
Good.
I mean, how much sleep do you boys get?
So, on shift, it could be...
obviously you've got to sleep on shift.
So we are allowed to sleep on shift.
I can feel the jealousy.
They hate you, man. They pretend they're busy. Come on, man.
He's eating Domino's at
Obviously, so past midnight, we're allowed downtime on station.
Right.
So you're allowed to sleep. But obviously, any time a shout comes in, that's us.
So would your whole unit be asleep at the same time, or would you just have me, you, Jeff are going to go for a kip at midnight till 2? And then
everyone would sort of sleep at what would be classed as like bedtime. Basically.
Right. Okay.
So everyone will go to bed. People stay up and watch late. I generally one of the ones that stay up later. I'll stay up and watch a film or watch some decent programs with the boys. Older guys, they might tend to go to bed a bit earlier. I don't like going to bed before 1 because it's always a shout comes in between 12 and 1.
It's always.
So I was like, I always don't see the point in going to bed
the witching
at that time, and then I don't have to go to bed. But then obviously any time a shout's coming in, the bells and the mobilising system goes off.
Right,
Lights come on. The lights come on about literally maybe sort of 3 seconds before the bells start going.
Okay.
So that wakes you up first anyway, and then obviously you're listening out for what machine's going to go.
That's awful. How do you find the quality of sleep is on station though? Because with me, if I'm suffering with if I'm feeling anxious, knowing that in any second, lights and alarms and sirens, and then I'm expected to then be, right, you're in firefighter mode. That must be really difficult to fall into a decent quality of sleep.
Yeah, you get better at it basically as it goes on. When I started, I didn't sleep at all, so I would go home and I'd nap during the day. I had no other responsibilities when I first joined, so I could go home.
When did you join? For a nap. What year did you join?
2012.
So you would have been. How old were you then?
23.
Yeah, so
23. So I literally was just me and my cock to keep. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
So I could my day would literally be
focused around that.
I was with Millie at the time. So I did still have to look after her, but we were still together. But really, I'd come home, I could sleep when I wanted, gym when I wanted, and that was my day. That was my day, and I could really think, okay, I can have a couple of hour nap now, and I'll go in, and I'm fine for a night, and I might not sleep. But that was only because I was on edge when I first joined. I'd lay there and I could hear every noise, I could hear... You got people in and out of the station all through the night because you're not all on the same machine, so you might be going to different shouts at different times, people coming back, you're thinking, is that a noise, or... Tottenham is also just loud, you've got people in the back,
it's never asleep.
People are shouting, the high road is constantly busy, so you can always hear stuff, so the level of sleep was pretty poor, but I could always make up for that. Whereas now, I think I'm just more chill with it. I'm used to it. Forget a shout, I'm going to wake up. I'll be fine. So I sleep a lot deeper now than I used to.
I think being a young in the game is definitely key. I felt like I could do a night shift quite comfortably. When I was like 23, 22, I wouldn't feel it. Becoming older, but becoming a dad, that's where the troubles for me with nights. Nights became very difficult very quickly when you'd be having...
You're not afforded the time to catch up then, are you? Because you're then getting broken sleep probably with a child, or they're getting you up early So therefore you're never able to catch up, are you?
But there will be people that are watching this that will say, yeah, but you choose to go gym. That's 2 hours or 3 hours in our case. If we, you know, half an hour journey, 2 hour sesh, half an hour journey back. That's 3 hours you could have spent in bed. Where do you stand on the argument of you should get the sleep or the train? How did you balance it? Like, obviously, I know you're not a dad at the moment.
No, yeah, I'm obviously not. But I've got the ease where I can finish work at 2, going like that 3 hour block to go to the gym, and then I'll get home, cook some dinner, have an hour, sit down, watch a bit of telly, and then go to bed. But I haven't got the responsibility of, alright, I've got to get home, and then I've got to do bath time, do bedtime, cook food for everyone else in the house. Like, I've not got that responsibility, so I think my life is a hell of a lot easier without that.
At the moment, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, at the moment, my missus has got 2 kids, and I know how busy she is at work, and I know how busy she is at home. So.
But she still trains as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, she trains when she can. She doesn't train as much as she'd want to. She used to be sort of very. I say she used to be very fit. She is still very fit. She'll chew me ear off for saying that, but yeah, like she's. If there ever comes a point where we move in together and I'm gonna then have the responsibility of her kids as well. Like she's got an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how do you boys deal with having kids and working and gymming and
it's tough. Yeah, it's hard.
Looking after your mental health as well.
I'll be the first to say I was quite selfish when I first became a dad, because I was in that, especially as you, Matt, we were training together. I was very dedicated to training. Yeah. So when my little boy came along, I just tried to sort of add him into the mix where I was still training.
Yeah, we've trained with Jackson before. So.
Yeah, when he was a baby, I'm talking like when he was a newborn, I got to the stage where I chose to get in the gym for 5 a.m. So I do the night feeds. And then once I got to a certain stage, I then get in the gym for 5, train until 6:45.
Would this be a commercial gym or?
No, so luckily we've got the work gym in Enfield, which we're blessed to use. Yeah. So I would be able to then. But I'm so hooked on training. I would have gone to a commercial gym at 5. I would have joined a pure gym or something and trained there.
Just a 24-hour gym.
But then on the earlies and the late shifts, they weren't too bad because you could catch up where you needed to. But on the night shifts, there'd be times where you'd be up up early, you'd stay awake all day with doing dad duties, which is a privilege. Yeah. Then you'd try and sleep, but I'd choose to train. Then you'd do your shift. Yeah. And by the time it gets to the actual time for sleep, you've been awake for 24, 28 hours, but they were the ones that just. Yeah, they were tough. Yeah, they were tough. I've got respect for anybody that can do a night shift and stay awake for that long and throw a session in. The quality of training definitely dipped. Yeah. But I think as long as you're getting, I just have to get a level of training for my mental health, and I would feel as long as I've got an hour's session.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And as he's got older, the sessions have improved, and I've got back to a place now where I can train with my son in the gym. Yeah. I know Matt's gone to the gym with you a couple of times.
Yeah, it's honest. When he first obviously was born, and I was trying to juggle everything together, it was a case of things were too much, and I was trying to do and juggle everything, and some things along that sort of chain were just taking a bit of battering in terms of that I wasn't spending enough time doing those, whether that was work or like my part-time stuff would take a hit, so I wouldn't be as efficient at doing that, or I wouldn't have as much time for that. And there was like a level of acceptance that had to come in. I was like, okay, my priorities have changed now. Yeah. He has to be number one. Not now my training or myself, like you're saying about feeling obviously selfish that you're prioritising training over obviously wanting to spend like quality
time. I definitely felt selfish. Yeah, there were some hard times where I would feel guilty.
And it's something that gets easier, but I think the amount that we were training when I could train every single day before him, I didn't need to train that much. Yeah. So it was almost becoming like acceptance that okay, I don't need to train every single day. I can do 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. Yeah. And then I can be present with him when I know I'm not training. But I'd almost have to tell myself that okay, I'm going to spend a day with family today because this is a rest day. Yeah. So I know I'm not going to the gym. The times that I used to struggle with it was when I thought I'd be able to squeeze a gym session in somewhere when we were doing something, and that's when it would play in my mind because I'd be constantly clock watching or thinking, if we finish our time now, I'll put time to get to the gym. Or can I go to the gym? And I'm constantly thinking of when can I get that session in. Whereas now I'm happy that okay, we're doing this today, so we're going to the zoo like we did yesterday. Today's a zoo day. I know I can't train.
Don't want to
so train. So it doesn't bother me because I know that I haven't sort of planned to train. But if it was like a day where I'm like, I want to to try and get a session in,
Yeah.
that's when it affects sort of like what I'm actually doing during the day.
100%. I've had a lot of those days.
And it took a fair few months of when he was born to actually accept that was going to be the case, and that I didn't have to train. And now I probably train less than I ever used to.
But better.
But the sessions are more effective. I'm
so.
getting better quality resting. Then also getting better quality family time in as well.
Yeah, I think trying to get the balance. We do it now with Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I think when we had the 6, we did like 2 on, 2 on, 2 on, like that early late nights. It was a lot harder.
Yeah.
And I actually left response team partly because of that reason, was to get to a more manageable family life.
Right.
So Monday to Friday I can train and still have bedtime and playtime and evening time. And then the weekend I won't touch the gym.
Yeah.
The weekend now will be about family time completely.
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
We trained so hard that I didn't even want to train on the weekends.
You need that rest.
I feel happy. When I was 23, the idea of a rest day would make me feel like I'm getting smaller, and it wouldn't be the case. But
not at all.
It's definitely almost a mental health issue in itself. The gym. I don't know if you boys find that it becomes an addiction.
It is an addiction, isn't it? And it is reliant. You do become reliant on it, and I can see why you get addicted to it. And my thought was always, well, there's a lot worse things to be addicted to. So if you're going to be addicted to something that's actually going to benefit you physically and mentally, but then if you become so reliant on it that it affects you when you're not there, then obviously then it's not healthy.
We're not in the pubs. We're not gamblers.
Exactly.
We're not.
We're not drinkers.
Not drinking. Well, Matt's just polishing off that.
Straight vodka.
But no, we're not.
I don't drink. I don't drink.
I don't drink either.
Yeah, the only time I drink is if we go away, like on a lads holiday. If it's like a stag do or a Christmas trip with the boys at work or something, I'll drink on those like weekends away. But
that's a good point around mentality, because I've not drank alcohol for a long time, and I face quite a lot of backlash from not drinking.
Okay.
Not so much now.
You miss out on a lot of
social stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm older and I'm a bit more grumpy. I don't really mind it as much. But in my 20s, you tell somebody like I don't drink, they'd look at you like you're a leper.
Yeah, just take the piss out of you.
You're very much shunned from the social elements.
Yeah.
Which is probably why you then gravitate towards people like yourselves, like you go towards the gym guys because
then you stop going out. But the more you don't drink, like, because I don't drink on just like a normal night out. So the other week, guys from work, we went to Drum Sheds.
Oh yeah, one in Enfield.
We went to the one in the old IKEA.
Yes.
Edmonton. We went there, and it was a Craig David TS5 event.
Nice.
It was on 2 till 10. We finished at like 11, half 11 or something like that. And I didn't drink the whole time I was there. And I was probably the one dancing the most. I love to dance. I like music. Same as you, like music's one of your things. Like I don't have to be there to drink and have a good time.
No.
I can still just have time being like present with the boys.
But do you find people that don't know you would find that really weird?
They probably would do that. The guys understand it. They're just like, okay, that's just what Matt does. He doesn't drink, but he doesn't need to. They're like, okay, we don't need to. Oh, Matt's not drinking, it's going to be boring.
Yeah, I think that's the conception, isn't it?
That's not the case,
People think if you don't drink, that's it, you're going to be just standing there on the wall all night, not having a good time.
Yeah, but that's not the case, and they know that now. Other people might look at me and be like, that's a bit odd. But
so is there a main reason you guys don't drink then?
I think for me, I never liked not being in control. Probably a bit of a control freak in terms of when I'm drunk, I wouldn't. I'm a bit. It kind of ties in with the job. I think I'm a bit of a natural protector. I want to make sure that everyone gets home safe. I was always a designated driver. I liked knowing that I could go out and I could get home and I'd have a good night. Like yourself, I wouldn't be shying away. I'm not much of a dancer, but I'm more of a socialite.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of knowing I could get home and get my friends home safely. So I think that started from a young age of just not. And I think I just never really enjoyed it. I never really enjoyed spending loads of money to get drunk to then not have anything to show for it.
See, I think I'm on the flip side of that because when I was in my teens, late teens, early 20s, I was out every weekend drinking. Like me and one of my missus at the time, we were out every week, every opportunity we got. We were getting drunk and not getting like overly drunk and going out to get drunk, but we were going out with friends and going round people's houses and having drinks and barbecues and stuff like that. It would end up in us absolutely like shit faced on the floor. But it got to the point with me where like it became an issue. I wasn't an alcoholic, but it was becoming to the point where I wouldn't have, like people say they know their limit. I never knew my limit. I would just go from drink. Oh my god, he's absolutely spanking.
Yeah, it's so easy to do.
Like I would never know, like if it's 6 beers, 10 beers, I'd never know where that is. and it used to cause a lot of issues between me and an ex-partner. So that's half the reason why I stopped drinking, but I think the other half is just spending the year, like me and my missus now, we still go out and we'll have a drink or two, but we went to Spain, like the weekend just gone where we went to Lake District, I think I had 2 Guinness the whole weekend.
Yeah.
But spending the last year with you, that sounds a bit
no.
Like we're running away from our missus and spending the weekend together. But working together and the way we train together and like 2 hours a day every day, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
We're at work together. We have a very similar mentality to life in general. I think I'm now bouncing off you, and I'm sort of seeing the fact that you don't drink and how much healthier you are compared to how I was way back when. I think that's mentality for changing.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing, because I the hangover element.
That's horrible.
The idea of like the last time I think I remember having like sort of drinking was like on a holiday, and then I would go gym in the morning and I wouldn't be able to train. Yeah. And I feel, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, why have I done this? I can't now.
It's not that that's the same as for me. Like when I was well into my training and I go out drinking, I'll be like, why did I do this now? I've ruined not only have I done that, I've actually ruined the following day.
Yeah.
Even if I did have a good time.
Well, and arguably the rest of the week.
Exactly. I come back and I'll feel terrible. Then you throws your training off.
Yeah.
And I'll probably just, I don't even know if there's a real sort of reason why. I think when I was younger, just done it too much, done it to death. Well, not to the point of where we were out of control or anything like that, but we'd go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday night every single week.
It gets boring.
And I think I just sort of like, nah, I'm done. I don't need it.
I mean, I know you boys are a bit older than me, but I'm nearly 30 now, and if I'm not home and in bed by 9:30, I'm annoyed. Like, if I can't be tucked up in bed by 9, half 9, I'm like...
It's a bunch of old blokes at a table.
yeah, exactly.